The Ponca, a Siouan tribe from Nebraska, share close ties with the Omaha, Osage, Kanza, and Quapaw peoples. Their traditions and historical records indicate that they initially inhabited the Ohio River Valley east of the Mississippi River before migrating westward in pursuit of game and due to conflicts with the Iroquois. The Ponca established their villages on both sides of the Niobrara River, spanning South Dakota and Nebraska. At times, they cohabited with the Omaha, sharing a similar language. Their name, Ponca, translates to "those who lead." They cultivated maize and tended vegetable gardens in permanent settlements, but otherwise, their way of life resembled that of other Plains Indians, centered around buffalo hunting. The Ponca people lived in a region that stretched from the Missouri River to the Black Hills until the Teton Sioux arrived in 1750. However, outbreaks of diseases like smallpox in the 18th and 19th centuries significantly reduced their population. Additionally, conflicts with the Sioux led to their retreat to an area near the mouth of the Niobrara River. Fur trader Juan Baptiste Meunier obtained a license in 1789 that allowed him to trade only with the Ponca at the Niobrara River's mouth. Establishing a trading post at its junction with the Missouri River, he estimated around 800 Ponca were residing in the vicinity. However, shortly afterward, the tribe was devastated by a severe smallpox epidemic. By 1804, during a visit by the Lewis and Clark expedition, only about 200 Ponca remained. Despite never engaging in warfare with the United States, the Ponca signed a peace treaty with the nation in 1817. However, in 1824, a significant portion of Ponca leadership was lost when a delegation of 30 leaders, representing various ranks, was attacked by hostile Lakota. After visiting a friendly Oglala Lakota camp, only 12 members of the delegation made it back alive. In 1825, the Ponca entered into a second treaty to regulate trade and minimize intertribal conflicts on the northern plains. Then, in 1858, they signed another treaty, relinquishing parts of their land to the United States in exchange for protection from hostile tribes and the establishment of a permanent reservation on the Niobrara River. In 1865, the Ponca signed yet another treaty ceding land in exchange for military support and economic aid. However, the 1860s and 1870s brought a series of challenges for the Ponca, including droughts, failed bison hunts, and constant threats from the Sioux, pushing them to the brink of starvation. In 1868, the Sioux Treaty of Fort Laramie mistakenly included all Ponca lands within the Great Sioux Reservation. This error led to conflict between the Ponca and the Lakota Sioux, who asserted their claim over the land, ultimately compelling the government to relocate the Ponca from their ancestral territories. In 1876, the government made plans to relocate several northern tribes to the Quapaw Reservation in Oklahoma. However, after several Ponca chiefs examined the land, they decided it was not suitable for agriculture. When government officials arrived in early 1877 to carry out the relocation, the chiefs refused, citing an earlier treaty. Unfortunately, most of the tribe was forcibly removed against their will. The Ponca faced numerous challenges in Oklahoma, including malaria, food shortages, inadequate facilities, and the hot climate. Roughly 158 Ponca, or almost one-third of the tribe, are thought to have died in the tribe's early years in Oklahoma. Principal Chief White Eagle led the southern Ponca to establish a 101,000-acre reservation close to the Arkansas and Salt Fork Rivers confluence in Kay and Noble counties. They continued to follow their tribe traditions and built winter camps near the Arkansas River. The Ponca were granted back 26,236 acres in Knox County, Nebraska, by the United States in 1881, and almost half of the tribe moved back north from Indian Territory. However, the tribe's population continued to decline. Missionaries and spies tried to destroy the tribe's religious rituals, marital customs, and traditional dances in the 1880s and 1890s. Despite resistance from Ponca leaders, the U.S. government began dismantling tribal government under the Curtis Act. In a bid to promote assimilation and facilitate Oklahoma's statehood, reservation lands were allotted to individual members under the Dawes Act in 1891 and 1892. The Northern Ponca tribe in Nebraska was abolished by the government in 1966, and the leftover territory was sold off. Members received land allocations from the government. Some of the remaining Ponca acreage was sold or leased to the Miller Brothers 101 Ranch Wild West show after Oklahoma became a state. Many Ponca individuals found employment with the ranch, enabling them to showcase elements of their traditional lifestyle. In the later part of the 19th century, their population increased to approximately 700. However, the Ponca faced renewed challenges after oil was discovered on and near their reservation by oilman Ernest Whitworth Marland in 1911. The development of the Ponca and Tonkawa oil fields led to environmental issues, compelling the Ponca to abandon their winter camps along the Arkansas River and relocate to individual allotments. Following World War II, the U.S. government initiated a policy of ending its association with tribes. The Northern Ponca tribe in Nebraska was abolished by the government in 1966, and the leftover territory was sold off. Members received land allocations from the government. In 1950, the Oklahoma Ponca established a new government under the Oklahoma Indian Welfare Act and ratified their tribal constitution. Presently, the tribe is based in White Eagle, Oklahoma, and conducts its operations from Ponca City. The Ponca tribe of Oklahoma boasts a membership of over 4,200 individuals. During the 1970s, the Northern tribe initiated a political reorganization and revitalized their cultural heritage. Initially, they pursued state recognition and later collaborated with congressional representatives to secure federal recognition through legislation. On October 31, 1990, the Ponca Restoration Bill was enacted into law, officially acknowledging them as the Ponca tribe of Nebraska. As the sole federally recognized tribe in Nebraska lacking a reservation, they are presently endeavoring to establish a land base on their ancestral territory. Today, the Ponca tribe of Nebraska boasts over 2,000 enrolled members and is headquartered in Niobrara, Nebraska. After the U.S. government reinstated recognition, relations between the Ponca of Oklahoma and the Ponca of Nebraska have seen improvement. Since then, both factions have collaborated on various matters, including the preservation of their language and cultural heritage. Presently, both the Ponca tribe of Nebraska and the Ponca tribe of Indians of Oklahoma hold federal recognition.